this is Miss Cindy, and I'm really into this acrylic pour, and I'm always trying to do something different. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial on something that I'm trying. This is an experiment, and see if it's going to work. I'm always looking for, instead of an abstract, an actual item that I can do with the acrylic. Still using the acrylic pour, but since I'm not an artist and I can't paint, I try to find different ways that I can incorporate something into an acrylic pour with the abstract background. So I was thinking about it, and I'm going to try this. Don't know if it's going to work. But what I did was I drew out a Stormtrooper helmet just so I could have an outline. And then what I did was I put some heavy plastic over it just to have the outline of the helmet. And I'm hoping I can get this indentation into the acrylic pour. This plastic usually comes with the canvases. It separates them. So it was nothing special. So anyway, there's my Stormtrooper helmet. And we're going to see if this is going to work. So I cut out the outline. I'm going to take this off. I want to make sure that tape is off there. Okay, then it is. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get my canvas ready. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to work, but it's just something that I'm trying. So I figured I better record it if it does work, and if it doesn't work, you won't get to see it. So once again, just putting my Floetrol on really good, my background. I'm only going to use two colors. I'm just going to use black and white. So this is basically just going to be an acrylic pour, and then we're just hoping I can do something else with it to give it a picture. Okay, I think that'll do it. I didn't have a smaller frame, but I would have liked to have done this experiment on a smaller frame instead of one of my bigger ones. But we're going to see if it works. That's all. Okay. So my canvas is ready to go. At least it looks like it's ready to go. Maybe a little bit more there. I want this to still flow on a good abstract. Okay, so like I said, I'm just using black and white. I'm going to use the strainer. Once again, I'm just layering my colors in the cup. I think I'm going to use a little bit more black than white because I already have the white on the background with the Floetrol. And this may just be enough. Once again, there's the layering. I can always add more, so I'm just going to go ahead and take my time. Pour it in, and I know this is not going to be enough. Because I don't want it too dark. You know, the other little helpful hint is how you layer it in the cup. You have to remember the color that you want last needs to be on the bottom. What you want to come out first needs to end up on the top. I found that out the hard way. That was through experimenting where I wanted a dark border and I put the colors in the wrong order. So that's just another helpful hint for you. This one here, I put a lot of white in, so I'm going to put just a little bit more black. But I think I have enough now. To spread it around the canvas. You all are going to go through this little experiment with me. Okay, now just so you can see, when they come out of the strainer, how just beautiful they are. Okay, so I got one air bubble. It's gone. Now we're going to see if we can get this paint to flow. I'm not worried too much about keeping this design. All I want to do is just get a background on this canvas. So there's the tilting technique. Today, like I said, since I'm not too concerned about how it looks, I'm just going around in circles. If it holds it, it holds it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And naturally, because I'm not worried about holding this design, it'll probably hold. We're almost there. I only used 2 colors because I knew once they started mixing I would get a little gray in there. So I was thinking about putting gray in, but I knew I would get the gray. Almost done if we can get this corner here. Okay, so that's what my background's going to be. Okay, before I go any further, use my paintbrush to get any corners. There's a lot over there. Pat down your corners. Okay. All right, looks like I got everything. That means I did good with using the right amount of paint. I'm going to take my stick and just go along the bottom. And then the next step will either ruin it or I found something else that I could do. Okay, so we got the drips out of there. So now what I want to do is I want to see if I can get this imprint of my stencil in the middle. And then if I can get it there, it dries and I can pull it off, then I'll paint in the face. Make sure this is nice and clean. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna just lay it right in the middle. Okay, it's pushed down. I'm gonna take a couple of my blocks. Because the whole goal here is to simply get the outline of the stencil. That's all I want. Okay. We're going to let this sit and dry, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, guys. That experiment I was doing didn't come out quite the way that I wanted it to come out. But it came out okay. You know, I used the stencil. I wanted the indentation of the stencil to sit in the wet paint. I think the mistake that I made was I let it sit too long. I did not want to pull it off so that it messed up everything. So when it came time to pull it off, it would not come off. So I was very upset at this because I'm not an artist. But what I had to do was actually draw what I wanted on the stencil, and then paint it. So that wasn't very easy for me to do. So I'm going to try this again with a stencil and see what happens. But I just wanted to show you the finished product. I hope you can see it. There is my Stormtrooper in this pour. It didn't come out too bad for the first time out, but there's so much stuff that you can do with this acrylic pour. You just let the imagination run wild. So anyway, well, thanks for experiencing this new project that I did. Have a great day.